losing record?
I don't know. I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Let's see. 6-7.
My man Dan. Wow. 100. Wow. I was hoping you were saying it at first. $130. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You want to go drink some more, huh?
I'm going to go drink some
That's
more.
what I'm talking about. Congratulations.
Everybody.
My man Dan, 130 bucks. Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Ryan Rayburn steps in 1 for 5 on the night. The 2-1. Rayburn swings, drives it deep left field. It is gone to Souvenir City, and the Indians win it. Ryan Rayburn, a 3-run game-winning homer, and the Tribe prevails by a final score of 11-8.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
This month, GMC is going to work for you, using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you a professional-grade lineup of advanced engineering and higher standards. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on the entire GMC lineup, February is a great time for you to step up to a new GMC. Just announced, through February 28th, use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 Terrain SLE for around $199 per month.
For years, you and this supercharged piece of eye candy have done much more together than make car payments, buy gas, and change the oil. You've lived, really lived, and you're most certainly not done. Safe Auto gets it. The right car insurance for the right price. With easy, flexible ways to pay. Because what drives us, drives you. Safe Auto. Call, click, and enjoy the road ahead.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say, maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
Welcome back to Beer Money, presented by Miller Lite. I'm here with Mike from Brook Park. Mike, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You kind of favor Doug Deacon a little bit. I see a little Doug Deacon in you. You're a big Browns fan.
I can hold as good as anybody.
Okay, so we're gonna do some Browns trivia.
Okay.
$130 is on the line for you, all right?
All right.
So simple question for $10. Who wears number 23 for the Browns?
Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden. As simple as is it. $10 for Mike right here. You want to keep the 10 or risk it and go for 20?
We'll risk it.
You want to risk it? All righty. In 2013, what was the Cleveland Browns record against the AFC North?
2-4.
2-4 is correct. That is it. We beat the Bengals and we beat the Ravens. $30. You want to keep it 30 or risk it and go for the 100? You got the brand new one right there too. Okay. All right. So, how many turnovers did the Browns force in the 2012 game where they defeated the Steelers 20-14? I read again, how many turnovers did the Browns force in the 2012 game against the Steelers, and they defeated them 20-14? The Browns defeated the Steelers 20-14.
8.
Correct, my main man, Big Mike. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. 130. What you gonna do with the $130?
I'm gonna go pay my tab.
That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Ashley, I'm paying him out here. What are you doing?
All right, thanks, Ahmad. I'm here with Vince now. Vince, where are you from?
Middleburg Heights.
Right. I got some questions for you, and I really would like to give away some money. I'm trying really hard here.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I got some Browns questions. I need to know this. drive occurred against which AFC team?
Denver Broncos.
Here we go. Denver Broncos it is, Vince. You can walk with that 10, or we can risk it. What are we doing?
Keep going.
Okay, $20. What was the nickname of former Brown Gerald McNeil?
Ice Cube.
I like it. Good, good. We're going smooth here. Now you can take that if you'd like, but this next one's worth $100.
I'm going.
Vince is ready to roll. I need to know who intercepted 3 passes in a 2001 game. It was against the Ravens. Intercepted 3 passes, 2001 against the Ravens. Can't be easy for 100, right? No, I do.
Antonio Langham.
No, I do have to say that Vince said he always gets these right when he watches at home, and I'm fortunately going to get his last one. It was Anthony Henry.
I knew that.
I know, see?
I'll split it with you.
All right, just let's not tell them.
Okay.
Here, I got to take this back, you know, protocol here. No, thanks for playing,
Thank
Vince.
you.
Oh, darn it.
I have Dennis right here from West Park going for 130 bucks. Dennis, how you doing?
Wonderful evening.
That's great, that's great. You are a Tribe fan.
I'm every fan, you know, Cavs,
Okay.
Browns.
Okay.
I'm old enough to know when we won games.
Oh, okay. All right, so you should know these questions right here about the Tribe. 10 bucks for your first question. Which Indian hit 52 home runs in the 2002 season?
2002.
Number 25.
Jim Thome.
That's it, that's it. You said...
I have trouble with the easy
Right,
ones.
exactly. That's why I had to give you number 25. So you want to keep the 10? Or
I'm
you
going to
wanna
get
risk
up.
it?
No,
We've had that happen before, though.
All right.
So, but you want to risk it, or you want to keep?
I'll keep it here in case you need it back.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, which one-time Cleveland Indian led off the 2007 American League Division Series with a home run against the Tribe?
The next Indian that...
He's one-time Indian. Which one-time Indian led off the 2007 American League Division Championship Series with a home run against the Tribe?
Elmo.
Ah, wow. Johnny Damon. Johnny, I was about to give you Johnny Damon.
Come on, let's have a beer.
Only if it's Miller Lite. Only if more beer money right after this.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, our qualified CPAs, tax negotiators, and support staff know the law and know how to get your situation under control legally and permanently.
Call the number on your screen now and we will contact the IRS on your behalf. Help you end wage garnishment, stop collection calls, remove tax liens, resolve tax penalties, and reduce the amount you owe if you qualify.
Call now and find out how we can help you resolve your IRS problems.
Call the tax resolvers at 800-260-0921.
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
We're stacking up the flavor. It's Rally's new Big Daddy Double. 2 all-beef patties, grilled onions, onion tanglers, and Thousand Island dressing. Or grab the new Big Daddy Chicken. Rally's new Big Daddy, just $1.99. Feast on.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC. Or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
How do you top the boss of burgers, some famous fries, and an ice-cold Coca-Cola? How about over 100? Coca-Cola Freestyle, now at Rally's. Over 100 choices. Find your favorite. The possibilities are quenchless at Rally's.
All right, back here in Parma Heights at Harry Buffalo. Brandon's here with me now. Brandon, where are you from?
Columbia Station.
All right, I'm trying to give away some cash here.
Okay.
I want you to take it. I need to have a big winner, okay?
All right, I'll take it.
Trying. No one wants to take my money tonight. The number 32 is retired by the Browns in honor of which former player?
Jim Brown.
Yes, $10. You got your cheering section right over here. Very exciting. Bring home the bacon, she says. That's good. I'm gonna risk that and go for 20 more, because I doubt she's just talking about taking 10 bucks back.
Nah, I want more.
Okay. You always want more, right? Okay, now, are you on Twitter?
No, I'm not.
Well, you gotta think about this logically then, I guess. At DQ52 is the Twitter handle of which Brown?
DeQuell Jackson.
You don't gotta be on Twitter to know their Twitter handles. Everybody knows that stuff. Okay, DeQuell Jackson is right. Now you have 30. Is that enough? Bringing home the bacon if he has 30, or go for...
Should I keep going or take it? Take it?
I have feelings going to take it because she said take it and go. Okay.
It'll pay for my meal tonight.
There we go. I like it. Thanks for playing, Brandon. Ahmad, he's taking the... I cannot give away this $100. I hope that I can at some point. He's taking home the bacon. There you go.
All right, I'm here with Don from Alaska, a.k.a. Minner. He wanted to let everybody know that. So you are an Old State fan. You represent the Buckeyes, I see. All right. So $130 on the line for you, all right?
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay.
Do it.
$10 for you. Which Ohio State freshman running back helped lead the Buckeyes to the national championship in 2002?
Maurice Claret.
Mo Claret, it is. $10 for you, Don.
I like that.
You want to keep that 10?
I'm going to hang it out right here.
Oh, okay. So
I'll keep going. I'll let
you're
it
gonna
ride.
go for it. Okay, we're letting it ride. So who preceded John Cooper as the head coach of the Ohio State Buckeyes?
I know what he looks like. Does that count?
Describe him for me.
Short guy. Ooh, I'm sorry. I can't remember his name.
Really?
I cannot remember his name.
Wow. You remember?
I'm embarrassed.
Well, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. That was a long time ago. Earl Bruce.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Who are we really thinking of? Earl?
Nah, it really was Earl Bruce.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well,
okay.
because they came out his last game. They had the headbands out with Earl on there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was his last game.
Oh, man.
Show of appreciation.
I take this 10 from you, but you are showing the Miller Lite, though. We like that in you at Beer Money.
It's very good.
Hey, thanks for playing.
Thank you.
All right, guys, it is time for a beer run, and I'm here with Matt, Corporal Matt, I should say. Thank you for all of your service. What are you guys doing here tonight? You have a special event going on.
We are here for Toys for Tots, to give back to the community and to make sure every kid has a wonderful Christmas.
That's very nice. We appreciate that.
Well,
and I
thank
would be very happy if I can give you some cash. So,
Yes,
that would
ma'am.
help your night, right? Yes, ma'am. I like it. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds, Matt.
Okay.
After I read the question, name as many as you can. I think you get $5 for every correct answer.
Okay.
You're not penalized for incorrect answers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I need you to name as many former or current head coaches of the Cleveland Browns. 30 seconds, go.
Paul Brown, Bill Belichick, Bush Davis, Roman Cornell, Eric Mangini, Rob Gronkowski or Gringiski.
10 seconds.
I'm
5
going.
seconds. 4, 3.
I don't know the rest.
All right, you did good. Got 6 right. You should have had 5, but I'm going to be nice because you're here for a good cause. Now, you said Gronkowski something. I think you were trying to say Chudzinski.
Yes.
Gronkowski does play for the Patriots.
Yes.
You were close to a little bit of syllables here and there, but you got it. I'll give you it. $30 for you.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
is so many coaches, so it's very hard. I mean, we
Yes.
could be here for a very long time.
We have as many coaches as we do as QBs, so.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Bad idea. But thank you for playing. Thanks
Oh,
for what
thank
you
you.
do.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
there you go. 30 extra bucks for you. Good stuff. Thanks. Nice to meet you.
This is what athletes live for. That's what fans live for. They live for watching games that mean so much. Every night means something in this league. What you want to do is have yourself in a position that when you come out of the Olympic break, it's a fresh horse race. But I want them hungry. I want them real hungry when they come back because it's going to be a sprint right to the playoffs. And we have to be able to deal with good hockey clubs like Detroit and Chicago and Pittsburgh and the Rangers. And let's go win some games and get some points.
Get the best seats for the biggest games now.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
In the time it takes to spray Coldies.
It's already working to shorten my cold.
Coldies Oral Spray works fast to shorten your cold. Just 2 quick sprays, and Coldies zinc ions released in your mouth inhibit the cold virus from replicating, shortening your cold, making Coldies the #1 pharmacist recommended cold remedy.
I'm Ted Karkas, CEO, and I guarantee Coldies will shorten your cold or your money back. No questions asked.
He loved skiing. He loved skateboarding. So young Tom Sims combined them both, creating a whole new way down the mountain. Uncompromising creativity, it's the way we made the Mazda CX-5. Skyactiv technology combines nimble handling with better highway mileage than any other SUV, including hybrids. This is the Mazda CX-5. What do you drive?
Behold the original light beer. The inventor of great taste and less filling. The one that dared to say maybe light beer should taste like beer. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
All right, I'm looking to give away some cash. Hopefully Greg will win it.
Okay.
If you know your tribe stuff. Do you think you got it?
I hope so.
Some old time stuff maybe? Back in the day?
Yeah, old time stuff, yeah.
We don't like the new stuff.
No,
Okay.
you got it.
What position then did Sudden Sam McDowell play for the Tribe?
He was a pitcher.
Yeah, he was a pitcher, Greg. $10. Keep that there, though. If you want to risk it,
Yes,
or
I
you
do.
can walk away.
As long as it's not an old one, yeah, let's go.
It's an old, well, yeah, I mean, it's not too old. Well, let's see it. Who retrieved Albert Bell's corked bat from the Comiskey Park storage room? It was in 1994. He was a pitcher for the Indians, went back, got that bat, so there was no evidence. Ready?
Was it Jason Grimsley?
You got it. Now, Greg. Now, this is getting real old if we go on this last one. Now, you can take that, but if you get this next one right.
Let's go for it.
He knows.
It's all or nothing.
Okay, I like it. I need to know the year that the Indians played their first game at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. The year. They were trying to get the Olympics to come
Right,
here.
I
So if
remember
you can
that.
remember
I remember
the
that's
year.
why it was built.
You know the stuff. I'll give you a little time.
I'm going to say 1934.
Oh, man, 2 years off. It was 1932.
Because I knew it was was for the 36 Olympics.
You know a lot.
I knew that.
You know a lot.
I knew that.
I like it, but I'm sorry. I have to take that.
I was
you
close.
are very knowledgeable.
I was close.
Tribe man right here.
I was close. It was fun.
Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
Ahmad, back to you.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Timmy right here. Timmy from Cleveland, Ohio. What's up, Timmy?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. You are a Browns fan.
Absolutely, 100%.
And you're 23 years old.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to test your knowledge because these questions should be fairly easy to you.
Okay.
All right. $10 on the line. If you get it wrong, I got to take money back from you, all right?
Okay, absolutely.
So $10. Who was the last head coach to lead the Cleveland Browns to a winning record?
Butch Davis.
Butch Davis. Oh, Romeo Cornell.
Oh, dude, Butch Davis was,
yeah, 10 and 6. 10 and 6.
And the quarterback was Kelly Holcomb that did it to him.
In 2003. 2002 in that
last playoffs?
Yeah, right, exactly. But we had Derek Anderson the year we went to the play. We didn't go to the playoffs, but we were 10 and 6. All right, that's going to do it for us right here at Great Road Tavern. If you've been watching the show, we made it rain with 2 big winners. Ashley, I hope you're doing just as well out there as I did here. Take care, guys.
Nikki is ready to play some beer money. Nikki, where are you from?
Parma.
Okay, she got a table full of ladies behind her, rooting her on. They all just fix their hair so they look pretty back there. Check them out. She's ready to play. Nikki, do you know where the Browns training and administrative complex is located? Where does the Browns train in?
Korea.
Yeah, see, you know it. They don't even know. You got it right. Everyone else does. Guys, you got it right. Okay, Nikki, now you can walk away with that or you can risk it and go for 20 more.
Let's go for it.
All right, I like it. After being fired by the Browns, which franchise did Paul Brown next coach for? It is in our division.
Can you repeat that?
Yes. After being fired by the Browns, which franchise did Paul Brown next coach for? You need to know the team, and I will give you a hint if it's in our division.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Really? It's in, I know you're going to say it.
Say that again.
Give me a guess. In our division, one of the teams. Do you know any of the teams in our division?
Pittsburgh.
I knew you were going to say that. It's the Bengals, though. Sorry. That was a good try, though, Nikki. Everyone's still happy for you. They don't even know that you're even done or playing. All right, that's going to do it for Beer Money here in Parma Heights at Harry Buffalo. Guys, I had a few winners, and usually it's good to go home with $100 in your pocket, but not in this case, because I couldn't give this new crispy $100 bill to anyone, but had a great time here at Harry Buffalo. So thanks for joining us here on Beer Money on SportsTime Ohio, and it's presented to you by Miller Lite.
There's so many people that would give their left arm to change spots with me, and I know that and I understand that. I just feel that I'm one of the lucky guys. It's not hard to go to the ballpark and keep working and keep trying and bringing your A game because this is what I do. This is my life. This is what I love. I'm very fortunate to be able to be doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to be me, and I think me is good enough.
Nick Swisher Revealed airs throughout the month on SportsTime Ohio. Check your local listings.
This is it. The big bang of light beers. The one that started it all. 96 of the hardest working calories in the business. And for a limited time, Miller Lite is back in the original light can.
I actually suffered and still continue to suffer from acne. When I was a kid, acne held me back from looking people in the eye and being assertive with them. It was a hard time for me. So that's why I'm here. It is great that there's finally something out there now that works for me.
Announcing all-new Proactiv Plus, the breakthrough combination of acne medicine plus advanced skincare. The results are astonishing. Skin is not only clear, but radiant. It's the smartest, fastest, most effective Proactiv ever. Proactiv Plus is normally $64, but during our nationwide launch, pay just $29.95. Save more than 50%.
Proactiv Plus works. I use it every single day, and my face is clear.
Call the number on your screen now and get this revolutionary new acne system, plus 2 free gifts and
the job done for Ohio State as we take a look at the overall team results. In the end, Minnesota with a 196.025 defeats Ohio State 195.900. So Minnesota able to get the victory as they are able to not count that one fall off the beam. They earn the win. And Kylie Sherman at the end, that final routine on beam came through.
They fought hard. You know, it was a great meet. There were a couple of mistakes by Minnesota, but they came back with a vengeance, like I said, from the beginning. And, you know, it paid off.
Well, your impressions of these two teams after this meet?
Extremely strong, and I don't expect anything less than to see him at the championships.
Well, we'll take a look at the all-around total in the end. Melanie Schaefer would take the all-around crown, her 8th career all-around title. She got it started on the vault. You see the numbers as she was able to beat Lindsay Mabel of Minnesota. And really, in the end, it was that 9.950 that she did have on the floor. And Melanie Schaefer gets the all-around title as Ohio State earns that victory in the all-around, but does not win overall as Minnesota wins the head-to-head duel with the Buckeyes in St. John Arena. For Sean Johnson, I'm Mike Wolf saying so long. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Big Ten Network. Minnesota wins it on the road.
Coming up on Big Ten Basketball and Beyond, the game of the day and the conference goes down to the wire. What Wisconsin's win means for the Badgers, plus our take on the state of the Big Ten. We scope the national scene as well. Would an undefeated Wichita State team deserve a 1 seed in the NCAA tourney? We examine the potential challenge ahead for the selection committee. And did Oklahoma State make the right call on an ugly incident involving star Marcus Smart? Plus, we get you ready for the week ahead, including thoughts on what's in a rivalry. It's all on the Big Ten and Beyond now. Welcome in Big Ten Basketball and Beyond, presented by the Motorist Insurance Group. Dave Revson, Jim Jackson, Mike DeCourcy of the Sporting News. On a week where it feels like some order was restored to the Big Ten.
It was, and I got a big smile on my face. It's a pretty good day in the Jackson household. For some reason, I just don't know why. It's just a good day.
One of us has a son who made a really big shot today.
Mike?
And since neither Mike nor I has a son.
Exactly. That would rule us out.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, let's get to that game. Big game on Sunday. First place Michigan State visiting the Kohl Center, which has proven to be a difficult place to win of late for Wisconsin. The Badgers 3 straight losses coming in, and that is where we start our Jeep drive around the conference. 3 straight home losses for Wisconsin. As you take a look at the Badgers getting ready, and Keith Appling once again sitting out for Michigan State with the wrist injury. We pick it up in the first half. Adrian Payne back from injury, Mike, and making his presence known.
Looking very comfortable on that foot, driving into the move, pulling back this defense and scoring, and then the beautiful drive to the slam. Scored every way you can. A nice catch and shoot 3. Scored 9 of the team's first 16 points out of the box.
They finished with 24 in the game. Wisconsin coming back behind the 3-point shooting of Josh Gosser, who hits at a very high rate behind the arc, hits that one, and then just over a minute to go in the half. Trayvon Jackson, who might play a role a little bit later in the highlight, hits Gosser there. 3-pointer, 11.6 boards for Gosser. Wisconsin by 8. To the second half we go. Sam Decker seems to be getting his stroke back, which is very encouraging for the Badgers. So they're up by 10, but Michigan State makes a run. Travis Trice, acrobatic. Spartans within 4. Final 2 minutes. It is Trice again. 13 for him, and Michigan State within 3. Now with the Badgers up by 2, nice to have a 7-footer who can step out and stroke the 3, which is exactly what Frank Kaminsky does there. Badgers by 5. Michigan State, though, gets another big hoop. This time it is Gary Harris. He was 3 of 20 from the field, but hits a long deuce there. Cuts it to 3. And then with 14 seconds to go, Michigan State, Payne, huge. Tied at 58, and that sets the scene for this, Jimmy.
Well, every great player has an attribute, and that attribute is a short memory. Trayvon Jackson, a couple turnovers, but late in the game, he wanted the basketball. His teammates knew he wanted the ball, and he was able to deliver late. Now, I would say he got that from his mother. On that side of the family, she's very talented, and she has all of that, but very proud moment. But it was a big win, big shot for Wisconsin.
I think it's fair to say the basketball ability came from you. Badgers win 60-58. Jay Wilson with the winners, starting with Trayvon.
Trayvon Jackson hits the shot late that beats Michigan State. Trayvon, take us through those last 8 seconds.
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And like I said, I was going to the rim. I figured that if I got to the rim, they would block it. So I had to pull up, something I'm comfortable with. Luckily, it made it and went in.
No stranger to last-second game-winning shots, are you? How much do you relish those moments?
Oh, they're great, man. I'm just blessed to have a team to pick me up. My teammates pick me up, and that's something that we work on all the time, and just be confident. They had confidence in me to take the shot.
It was just one of those I had a feeling would come down to the last possession, just like a lot of them here with Michigan State have. And this time, Trey made the basket. We didn't get it done against Ohio State last week, but this time we get it done. So we'll take 50-50 right now.
Illinois, meanwhile, trying to end an 8-game skid going to Penn State. John Gross's team trying to break out of that funk. First half, it's some freshmen coming up big, Mike.
Made the first lineup change of the season, put in Malcolm Hill and Kendrick Nunn. The two of them combined on that play and for 30 points in the game.
Here's Hill hitting the jumper. Illini on top 17-16. And then our theme continues. Hill gets the offensive board to Nunn. Nunn had 19 points. He had never even been in double figures. Again, getting the start. First time this year, Illini up by 9. And then more from Nunn. It's a guy who played his high school basketball at Simeon in Chicago with a fellow named Jabari Parker. The drive. And then here with Illinois up by 1, it is Nunn coming up huge, draining the 3 that for all intents and purposes seals the game. Illinois does break that streak. They win it 60-55. So here's what it all means for the conference. Both Michigan and Michigan State fell this weekend, so they remain tied atop the Big Ten now with 2 losses apiece. Iowa, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Minnesota, all picking up significant victories this week. We asked this a week ago, guys, when parity kind of reigned supreme in the Big Ten, and you had some teams who you assumed would be at the top in the midst of losing streaks. You had some teams you thought would be at the bottom who had moved up significantly. We asked whether it was good or bad for the Big Ten. So now I ask the same question. As I said off the top, order's been restored to a certain extent. Good or bad for the league?
It's very good for the league because if you look at those standings, you're looking at 12 teams that are more than halfway through a regular season in the conference, and there was not a losing record on that board. I'm talking about overall. That's an amazing performance by the conference, both in the league and without. And if you look at the very top of that, if you shave off the top, you have 6 teams that are in the RPI top 45, all of them with multiple victories against the top 25s, all the way down from Minnesota all the way to the top with Michigan State and Michigan. So you have a terrific balanced conference that is in line to get 6, maybe 7 if somebody can rally NCAA tournament bids. That's excellent for the league.
And for us, during the games, I said this before in the fans, it's great basketball. I mean, I haven't had a bad game or a blowout game in I don't know how long, but also keep in mind, the teams at the top, and this is just my opinion, I think they're vying for something a little bit bigger. We're talking about national championship aspirations, okay? But maybe, like Iowa, this team needs to get into the tournament. So their outlook is we need to really win, we need to get in the Big Ten tournament and have momentum, and let's get in the tournament. Minnesota, let's get in the tournament. Indiana, those teams, Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, you know what, not just a tournament, we want to try to get to a national championship. So that's why I think the way the games are being played right now is so competitive, but at the same time, there are different goals within each. It's all about winning, but I think it's a little different mindset.
And I guess that's where I wonder whether it is good. And I understand what you're saying, Mike, but my question for you is this. I think it's fair to assume at this point it would be somewhat surprising were a Big Ten team to get a number 1 seed. Someone would have to go on a real run, either Michigan State or Michigan, presumably. So if the goal is national championship, Is it good for the league that Michigan lost, even though they did lose to a good team in Iowa, that Michigan State lost to a good team in Wisconsin?
Well, what it says about the league is, one, they lost on the road. You know, in today's game, it was on the road. Michigan lost on the road. If it's at home and your top team is losing like that, then you start to question a little bit. So these are legitimate losses, Mike, that we always talk about with teams like this. When you're in tough environments and you come up a little short, even though Michigan State, again, still not all the way healthy.
Michigan State will have a difficult time getting 1 seed, but not an impossible time, and they'll get some of that credit back if they get all their players returned healthy. Especially, we saw how important Keith Appling was to the Spartans today. If they get everybody back healthy, then I believe that their seeding will be fine and their team will be great.
And we have seen historically, look, a #1 seed gives you the best opportunity of getting to the Final Four. The statistics bear that out. But again, not a huge difference between a 2 and a 3. So if you end up somewhere in that, if you're Michigan State and you get a 2, or if you're Michigan and you get a 2 or a 3, probably still okay. But you want to have as many teams seeded to make it to the Sweet 16, let's say, as you can. And Iowa headed in that direction, perhaps Wisconsin, Ohio State. So I agree with you guys. I think it was a good night for the Big Ten. So much more to come on the show as we take you through the week that was nationally. Some new storylines emerging, including SMU's revival. And Wichita State keeps winning on the court, but what will those wins mean to the selection committee? We will look at the challenge of seeding the Shockers.
The Motors Insurance Group protects what you love and provides security when you need it most. Motors Group of companies and independent agents in Big Ten country offer quality products backed by unparalleled claim service to protect your home, autos, business, and life. And because they have policyholders and not shareholders, serving your best interest is their only focus. This is Jim Jackson. Defend your peace of mind with a championship team. The Motors Insurance Group. You know us. Member of the National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies.
There is a merger in the works right now.
Something you're working on?
There is something that possibly in the near future might be called the chili cheese pretzel dog.
There is one.
I won't confirm it. I might deny it, but I won't confirm it.
Get in on the merger. Chili cheese joins the pretzel dog lineup. This is how you Sonic.
Wow, this hotel is amazing.
Oh, no.
Who are you? Who are you? Wrong answer.
Wait, Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have to bid, and I got everything I wanted. Oh, good. I always do. Oh, good. He seemed nice.
Express deals. Priceline savings without the bidding.
Let's go. From the crack, off the backboard.
Oh, you're up.
So close.
Now, where were we? Okay, this one's good for 2.
Share what you love with who you love. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
They're great. If I don't bring home that box of chocolates, get used to sleeping in the doghouse.
We're talking trouble.
Big trouble. No love.
I gotta give her chocolate. It's Valentine's Day.
Don't give her just any chocolates. Give her Russell Stover chocolates with the famous Russell Stover bow.
Come on, let me use the time machine. Prom was a disaster. I can make things right.
Sorry, it's been raining for a week.
Missed my chance to spray the weeds. You're gonna use the time machine for that? Just get rid of the weeds with Sure Start herbicide. You can get more time with Sure Start.
Get more time and control heavy weed pressure with Sure Start herbicide.
Big Ten Basketball and Beyond is sponsored by Motorists Insurance Group. You know us. Time for our Beyond the Big Ten highlights here on Big Ten Basketball and Beyond. The performance of the week came Saturday in Ames, Iowa, where Melvin Ejim of Iowa State was just fantastic. A Big 12 record, 48 points. He was 20 of 24. And oh, by the way, he also had 18 boards as the Cyclones beat TCU by 15. The message of the week sent by SMU, they are for real under Larry Brown. Ended Cincinnati's 15-game win streak, their 3rd win over a ranked team this season, tripling their total from the previous 14 years. Florida's win streak still intact, beat Missouri and Alabama at home this week, 15 in a row for them. Their school record for consecutive home victories now at 20. 29. Challenging week ahead as they go to Tennessee and Kentucky. Wichita State survived what was easily the most challenging week on paper of their conference season. Won at Indiana State, Northern Iowa. Now 25-0, best start to a season since Memphis won its first 26 6 years ago. And Syracuse kept its perfect run alive with a win over Notre Dame. Got a career-high 33 from Trevor Cooney, hit 9 threes. Cuse goes to Pitt Wednesday. Still have road dates looming against Duke and Virginia. Back to the Shockers, how they stack up against some other potential #1 seeds, including Syracuse. Certainly no one questions their worthiness as a 1 seed, and understandably, they're 4th in the RPI. But not a great year for the ACC. Their strength of schedule's reasonably similar. Arizona, 5 more top 50 wins than Wichita State. Florida, however, just 1 more. So let's say, hypothetically here, that Wichita State does run the table and goes undefeated, or even if they finish with just 1 loss, guys. You look at them, and again, not as tough a schedule as some of these other teams are playing. How do you think the selection committee should view that team when it comes to seeding?
Well, especially if they're undefeated, but also I would imagine if it was 1 loss. I think you have to look at the difficulty of doing what they did. Winning every game is the hardest thing to do in college basketball. If it were easy, everybody would do it. We've only seen teams take it this deep into February on a few occasions. Murray State a few years ago, as you mentioned, Memphis in 2008, and then of course St. Joe's was able to go all through their regular season and then lose in the conference tournament. I think you have to look at that as an extraordinary achievement, and that to me is a 1-seed resume. One of the things that gets overlooked in all this, 9 road wins to date. Only 1 other team in the country has 9 road wins. That's St. Louis. If Wichita's still in this, we're really talking about them as a #1, they're going to probably have more road wins than anybody in the country.
And people don't really understand how hard it is to go out and win, okay, in particular on the road. And when you're the team that's being hunted, it's an enormous amount of pressure to be ready each and every night because you can get beat. Also, you can't fault Wichita State. You know, Creighton left the league, and that's not their fault. So you may potentially take 1 or 2 top 50 wins away. Do we look at the team a little bit different if Creighton was still there, hypothetically, and they win 2, and now you have 5 top wins against top 50? It's different. So you have to give credit to this Wichita State team, what they're doing, but I also think the winds have changed in college basketball as they evaluate these mid-major schools a little bit differently now because they performed well in the NCAA tournament. Again, not on pass, but you have to look at it a little bit differently, I think, in today's game.
I think that's a fascinating point. And you could say the mid-majors have performed better in the NCAA tournament. I mean, Wichita State's performed better. This was a Final Four team a year ago. I know you're only supposed to consider this year, but I think there's a human nature element to this. And if I'm on that selection committee, I might say, well, these guys have certainly proven that they can get it done. They did it a year ago.
Well, in particular, when some of your major players come back and they're performing at a high level, and it's not a fall off. Actually, they've gotten better, Mike, than last year. So why not? And they've proven once again, Dave and Mike, that they can win under an enormous amount of pressure. Again, the season is not over, but up until this point, you go into Indiana State, Northern Illinois, and you take care of your business.
I don't want it to be a rigged game. I know that they were turned down by more than 5 high major schools for games this year. I want if people aren't going to play them, you can't say then, oh, you didn't play anybody. Well, they tried. They did schedule some teams. They went to Alabama, a team that won 23 games a year ago. Alabama loses that game, goes on to fall toward the bottom of the SEC, and now it's held against Wichita State. That can't be really a reasonable expectation for the Shockers to predict what every team on their schedule is going to accomplish.
For what it's worth, I was looking at our buddy Jerry Palm's bracketology on CBSSports.com. Not only does he have them as a 1 seed right now, Wichita State, he also has San Diego State in his most recent bracket, a 1-loss team from a mid-major league as a 1 seed too. So it'll be very interesting come the seeding in March. An ugly incident last night in Lubbock, Texas. Today, Oklahoma State responds. Up next, Jimmy and Mike weigh in on what to make of Marcus Smart's altercation with a Red Raiders fan.
Every inch, every minute, every second, we chip away at advancing safety with technology, like seeing every curve, even when you don't, being a second set of eyes, or having stopping power when you need it most. It's not intuition, it's intelligence. This is the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is the best of what we're made of. Well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you've got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-Hour Energy is focus.
Big Ten Super Wednesday presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. It's a backcourt duel at Assembly Hall when Yogi Ferrell leads the Hoosiers against DJ Newville and the Nittany Lions. Then, prolific scorers square off in Lincoln as Rayvonte Rice and the Fighting Illini challenge Teran Petaway and the Huskers. Big Ten Super Wednesday presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern with the tip-off show on BTN and BTN To Go.
I got the most amazing Valentine's gift. I thought it was incredibly thoughtful and really unique.
This Valentine's Day, surprise them with something different. Give Sherry's Berries, the freshest, juiciest strawberries, dipped in the finest ingredients. Choose from over 50 gourmet toppings, all delivered fresh to any home or office on Valentine's Day.
They were delivered to my office, and everyone was so jealous.
With this special offer, get a signature box of Sherry's Berries for just $19.99 and order now to double the berries for just $9.99 more.
It's a great deal, and she loved them.
Go to berries.com, click on the mic in the upper right corner, and enter code 10. Get these amazing strawberries for just $19.99 or double the berries for only $9.99 more.
You can't go wrong sending a box of Sherry's Berries.
Remember, berries.com, click the mic, and enter code 10 or call 888-SWEET-90.
Late last night in Lubbock, Texas, Oklahoma State star Marcus Smart, considered one of the top pro prospects in college hoops, got into it with a Texas Tech fan late in the Cowboys' loss after committing a foul, appeared to hear something, then shoved the spectator Jeff Orr, who follows the Red Raiders closely. Smart got a T, was not ejected. Today, it was announced he'll be suspended for the next 3 games. He spoke about the decision today.
First off, I want to apologize to the fan whose name is Jeff Orr. I want to apologize to him, and I want to apologize to my teammates, my coaching staff, Coach Ford, my family, Oklahoma State University. I let my emotions get the best of me. Just can't let that happen again. This is not me, and I really do apologize for it. And like I said, I'll take responsibility and the consequences that come with it.
Oklahoma State refused to shed any light on exactly what Orr said, but Texas Tech released a statement as well. Orr was quoted in the statement, and he admitted to calling Smart a piece of, and then a 4-letter word that begins with the letters C and R. So I think we know where that one was going. So that being said, because there had been some sense that maybe this was a racial comment, if in fact what Orr said, he said, is true, it was not. What do we think?
Warranted. I think the NCAA has to come down hard on Marcus Smart because you don't want this to be a precedent, first of all. And I think it's a mistake because it's immaturity. This young man comes from a tough background, but he hasn't shown this kind in his career. Yes, in his character. Yes, he's been frustrated a little bit this year, but at the same time, all you heard was a lot of positive about who he is, despite his upbringing, okay? But I think a lot of it also was frustration with Marcus Smart over the last couple of weeks, not really playing well, Oklahoma State not playing well, and that came out, and you never want to see a player get involved. Like we've seen before, I saw Vernon Maxwell when he did it in Portland. We saw what happened with Indiana against Detroit with that. You don't want to see a young man or an athlete get into it with the fan. It's just not viable for our sport.
I've dealt with Marcus several times, and he really comes off as a terrific young man, and he's highly competitive. And what we've seen over the last several weeks is as much as he has a hunger to win, he really has a distaste for losing and allowed the injury to Michael Cobbins, which dragged the team down, to put the worst out in him. I think that you have to suspend him based on crossing that boundary, crossing the line. Fans should not be able to say anything that they want to say. What's wrong with going, paying your money, cheering for your team, maybe creating some noise to unsettle the opposition, but I don't see why you have to debase the players.
But no one's going to disagree with you, Mike, but the reality is what was said was said.
Well, here's the problem. I've been in it. I know it. I've heard some funny things before, but I've heard some things that are just very personal. And trust me, I've invited some people to come back to the locker room if they want to discuss it personally.
Anyone ever take you up on that?
Well, no, they didn't. But, you know, you as a player, you got that competitive drive and you get close and you really want to confront that person. But I know deep down inside it's going to end up bad. Not just for that person, but more so for me, you know, as a player and my team. So I understand from a player's perspective the frustration that comes in when you hear these things on the sideline. I don't care if it's that or whatever it may be, but you have to find a level of control where it doesn't get out of hand.
Well, he's had problems. He kicked a chair earlier in the year. He's been flopping a lot in games. He's really played desperately. I thought his coaches could have done a better job of trying to ward off something like this happen. It continued to digress from that chair kicking to what we had happen last night. I think the coaches at Oklahoma State could have done a better job averting this.
And of course, I mean, as you say, look, the onus is on the fans as well. I mean, the death of civility in this society, things people say on Twitter, things people say to one another from the stands or wherever it might be, I mean, it's alarming. By the way, 3-game suspension, first game back at home against Texas Tech. We want to keep an eye on. Up next, as we get ready for rivalry week in college hoops, Mike's Final Shot examines one rivalry that at least this year might have lost quite a bit of its luster. It's the Big Ten and beyond.
This month, exercise your freedom of choice at your Buick dealer. Elect to join the thousands of Americans every month who are switching to Buick's innovative technology, design, and luxury. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on any 2014 Buick model, February is a great time to experience Buick. Just announced, through February 28th, current non-GM owners use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 LaCrosse for around $299 per month.
Jeepers, it's the creeper! What do we do now?
It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state. Let Quicken Loans help you save your money with a mortgage that's engineered to amaze.
Thanks, G.
At the bottom of the world, there is a city like no other. The time has come for a young hero to face his future. And one special meeting will change his life forever. But what will it take to keep his family alive? The epic journey of one special penguin, Penguins 3D.
Now showing on Kosai's digital Extreme screen.
Hi, I'm here with Joey, the general manager of the Columbus Menards store. Now, Joey, I've been hearing a lot of really good things about the floor coverings department here. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
I'd love to, John. Here at Menards, we have hundreds of square foot of flooring in stock. Our selections range from carpet, vinyl, laminate flooring, as well as ceramic tile, as well as the accessories to go with them, all ready to go today.
Well, I guess Menards really does have everything you need to help get your floor project started. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Joey?
I sure do. Stop into the Morris Road location and see me. I'd love to help you myself. Otherwise, visit one of our other 2 locations here in Columbus at Lewis Center or Broad Street.
Big Ten Basketball and Beyond is sponsored by Motorists Insurance Group. You know us. The past 7 days, a little light on big games. Not the case in the next week. A number of rivalries getting the spotlight treatment, including several outstanding Big 12 showdowns. Michigan and Ohio State in our conference, Gators and Wildcats in the SEC. But it is the ACC that has caught Mike's attention, and that is where we begin our final shots.
I think Wednesday night in the ACC, it's amazing. 2 ranked teams. One that's undefeated, first and third in the ACC standings. Yes, it's those old rivals from the league, Syracuse and Pitt. When they agreed in the league to put those 2 games on Wednesday night, Syracuse and Pitt first, Carolina Duke in the evening at 9 o'clock, I'm sure they thought that Pitt and Syracuse would be a nice little middleweight undercard bout for the heavyweight match, but that's not how it's turning out. This is college basketball in 2014. The whole world has turned on its head.
It's amazing to see no little number next to Carolina before they start. Amazing. That game.
And guys, I got to admit something. I'm not as smart as I thought I was, because after evaluating Big Ten play, at this point in the season, I'm just not sure who's the best team. Now, I'll put an asterisk by that because Michigan State is not healthy. I think when they're healthy, they're the best. But Iowa dismantles Michigan the other day. You know, today you see what Wisconsin is able to do, and losses come, and Ohio State bounces back. Who's the clear favorite? Who's the best team? I don't know. And I think it's a matter, once we get into the second half of the season, teams are starting to separate themselves, can kind of define that, but also player of the year candidate. You know, Gary Harris didn't play extremely well. Nick Stauskas is kind of sliding back a little bit. But then you see Roy Devin Marble with the game, 26 points, 22 by half. This is the weirdest year I've seen since I've been at the Big Ten Network, where you don't have a defined team who's kind of up there leading the way, but also a player of the year candidate.
Unpredictability has made it fun. But yeah, I was going back and forth with some people on Twitter today about player of the year, and we thought we had it down to 2, and now it's absolutely wide open. That will do it for us. We will see you next week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Big Ten and Beyond.
To a car accident when their truck lost control on this slippery road.
I saw 2 firefighters laying on the ground. One was face down. The apparatus was completely destroyed.
Chad Mathias, Ryan Lytle, and Corey Richards were hurt in the crash. Without hesitating, Acting Chief Andrew Fay ran to help Richards.
Made sure his neck was intact, in line with his spine. There were no big step-offs on his spine.
Chief Fay says his firefighter was bruised up pretty bad, so he moved him to safety.
As we were assessing him laying on the pavement, we started getting some blankets on him.
The crew was eventually taken to the hospital with their chief by their side. Years of training that came in handy, saving the people who keep us safe.
Their well-being is what my job is. I need to make sure they go home to their families every day after the shift.
The firefighters are in stable condition tonight. Chief Fay tells me it'll be at least a week before they return to work. We're live downtown. I'm James Jackson, Fox 28 News.
James, thank you. New tonight, the Red Cross is helping 3 people after a fire at this home on Eastwood Avenue in North Columbus. Our cameras were there as firefighters and Columbus police investigate. A battalion chief on the scene says the fire appears suspicious and have called out an arson investigator. The snow is gone, but the bitter cold temperatures are making a return. Andrew Michael is in the First Warning Weather Center. How cold is it going to get, Andrew?
Tonight we're looking at a low temperature right around 6 degrees. So as you're heading out the door tomorrow, make sure that you are bundled up. Let's take you outside right now and show you what we are dealing with. Downtown right now looking very picturesque with the light snow that we had seen today. We actually got 1.9 inches of snow here in the city. Our current temperature is 19 degrees, northwest winds at 9 miles per hour. And again, the snow is done and out of here. Here's the loop from earlier, just a few flurries lingering through the evening hours, but all the accumulating snow is out of here. But the big story tomorrow morning will be how cold it will feel. Here are some of the wind chills as we speak. Delaware, you are right now at 5 degrees for the current wind chill. That's what it feels like on your skin. Dublin feels like it's 6 degrees for you. Same for Mount Vernon. And we're feeling slightly warmer to the south. 13 in Groveport. 12 in Lancaster. It's cold out there. So here's the bus stop forecast for tomorrow morning. We are looking at partly cloudy skies to start the morning. Again, the winds will be light, but our temperature about 6 for the low temperature tomorrow, not 6 below. The wind chill will feel like it's about 0 tomorrow morning, so make sure the kids are bundled up. We're only getting into the teens by the afternoon, but tomorrow will not be the coldest day on the 7-day forecast. We'll let you know what day will be colder than tomorrow. And also, we do have some above freezing temperatures. We'll let you know when those return. And obviously, for any schools that are still in session tomorrow, keep an eye on the bottom. We are seeing those school delays rolling in. Tara?
All right, Andrew, thank you. Good Day Columbus will be on the air bright and early to let you know about any school delays or closings. Join us on our sister station at 4:25 and then right here on Fox 28 for your only local news from 7 to 10. Fox 28 is your school closing headquarters with Just In, Always On. We have several school delays and closings scrolling there on the bottom of your screen, but you can know first if your child's school is delayed or canceled. Just sign up for our school closing text alerts. Go to myfox28columbus.com and click on School Closing HQ and enter your phone number. It's that easy. The search for a missing Denison University student has ended with the young man's body found in snow. Police think he died from exposure. Fox 28's Jen French has more on how police believe he got there.
It took 20 hours for search crews to make a chilling discovery. Denison University David Hallman's body was found in front of a garage on Parnassus Village Drive. Cold conditions, Brian Thomas says, no one could survive.
It's kind of spooky at 2 in the morning to be out in the way the weather's been lately.
The college senior was last seen leaving Brews Cafe at 2 in the morning Saturday. Police say surveillance video showed him leaving the bar and not wearing a coat. By noon, he missed a meeting with his girlfriend. His dad in Erie, Pennsylvania, tried calling him, but had no luck. The search for Hallman began. Police officers and school security alerted people in Granville and Denison students to be on the lookout for Hallman, a former swim team member. Marilyn Brown was just one of the countless people in town who was called.
Because, none of us ever know when we might see something that's, out of the ordinary, and we could then let someone know.
Hours passed. By 10:30 that night, volunteers found the young man's remains outside of a condominium complex a half-mile away from downtown. Investigators think he became disoriented after leaving the bar and never made it home. They don't suspect foul play, but do think Hallman was drinking.
It'd be interesting to know if he had friends with him, that could have let him helped him out a little bit, or someone may have seen it,
In Granville, Jen French, Fox 28 News.
Officers say Hallman was old enough to drink, and at this time, police don't know exactly how Hallman died, but don't think it's suspicious. A person is fighting for their life after a crash in Licking County. You can see the twisted metal of the cars involved on Johnstown Utica Road. Ohio State Highway Patrol tells us one person was taken to Grant with serious injuries. That victim's name hasn't been released. You can see the roads were snow covered. It's not known if weather was a factor. The crash remains under investigation. A man is awakened by his neighbors about a fire at his house. This happened just after 11 this morning on Rocky Hill Road in northwest Columbus. A neighbor spotted the flames, ran over, and knocked on the front door. Columbus Fire says there was trouble with a frozen hydrant. Most of the damage is at the back of the house. No one was hurt. A burglary in East Columbus leads police to a grocery store in this week's Fighting Back Crime of the Week. It happened last month on South Ashburton Road. Nearly $8,000 was taken, but get this, the burglar left behind a grocery receipt. It led police to this surveillance video. They say this is the suspect. If you recognize this man, call Crime Stoppers at 614-461-TIPS. There is a cash reward for information leading to an arrest or indictment. Around Ohio tonight, Ohio's 2 senators hope to meet with the U.S. Energy Secretary to discuss the fate of the former uranium enrichment plant in Piketon. Senators Rob Portman and Sherrod Brown recently wrote jointly saying they'd like to get a project progress update. Both support funding for the American centrifuge plant, saying it's needed for national security and energy supplies. They also say the plant is important to revitalizing an economically struggling region. The Department of Natural Resources is considering reducing the deer bag limit in 44 counties. This after a new survey shows a reduced deer population in many counties. The proposal would keep the bag limit the same in 39 counties and actually increase it in 5 counties. The Wildlife Council is expected to vote on the proposal in April. The owners of 2 dogs accused of mauling a woman to death in Dayton will be in court tomorrow. Tonight, the memorial outside that woman's house is growing. She was killed by 2 Mastiff mixes. Both owners face charges of negligent homicide. The Olympic Games continue in Sochi, but some U.S. lawmakers say they still have serious concerns about safety. Simon Owen has the latest from Russia.
At a ceremony in Sochi marking 4 years until the Games in South Korea, the president of the Pyeongchang Organizing Committee had high praise for Russia.
I sincerely congratulate Sochi 2014 on its great success.
But some U.S. lawmakers say they're still worried about security at the Games. On Fox News Sunday, House Homeland Security Committee Chair Mike McCall says he thinks there's a high probability there will be an attack outside of the Ring of Steel.
I hope I'm wrong in this assessment, but you're talking about an area of the world where suicide bombers go off all the time. The eyes of the world are upon these Olympics, and the Chechen extremists know this.
Congressman Adam Schiff says he thinks it's relatively safe to be at the Games, but he'd like to see more cooperation from the Russian government in terms of their internal threats.
I think as a matter of Russian pride, they don't want to share that. As a matter of not disclosing their sources and methods to us, they don't want to share that, but it means that we're less effective in protecting our people.
Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin appearing relaxed Sunday as he visited the Austria House and took time to greet the public. The Russian president has insisted for weeks his country has done everything possible to prevent an attack at the Games, including placing about 40,000 Russian security forces in all corners of the city. Simon Owen, Fox 28 News.
Here's a look at the total medal count. Norway is leading the way with 7 total medals. Netherlands is in second with 4 total, including 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. The U.S. is in third, also with 4 medals, 2 gold and 2 bronze. Canada and Russia tied in fourth with 4 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze. Second chance. Up next, the relief victims of Hurricane Sandy can now seek more than a year after that devastating storm. As drought conditions worsen in California, the new worries that state faces. Right now, you could have unclaimed money waiting for you without even knowing it. Monday at 5, ABC 6 News helps you track down the money that has your name on it and takes your questions on how to get it. Just another way ABC 6 News is always on your side tomorrow at 5.
Right now, you could have unclaimed money waiting for you without even knowing it. Monday at 5, ABC 6 News helps you track down the money that has your name on it and takes your questions on how to get it. Just another way ABC 6 News is always on your side. Monday at 5.
Money, money, extra money. At Buckeye Gold Company, you can turn your old gold and silver into cash. Want some extra money? It's hiding all over your home. Just bring those old rings, gold chains, or silverware to Buckeye Gold, and you can easily find $500, $1,000 or more in just a couple small pieces of jewelry. Call 793-GOLD and turn your unwanted stuff into the stuff you want. Money, money, extra money at Buckeye Gold. Get extra money.
It's almost here, that special day set aside just for love. And low prices at Kroger make it easy to celebrate with the ones who make you laugh, the ones who inspire you, and the ones who take your breath away. So many ways to say, I love you. Low prices. Happy Valentine's at Kroger.
Beautiful private selection roses are just $19.99 a dozen. And when you buy 1 box of Russell Stover holiday chocolates, you'll get 1 free. Happy Valentine's Day from Kroger.
The $4 menu presents many options, yet grants us only one stomach.
Master? How does one decide between the original double and cheese or the fresh guacamole steak burger, the garlic double steak burger, or an all-beef Chicago-style footlong?
How do you decide, Master? Pictures.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
Flipsch Audio presents Kings of Leon. February 18th at Schottenstein Center. With very special guest, Gary Clark Jr. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The venue box office, all Ticketmaster locations are charged by phone. Kings of Leon. Live.
Fox 28 News is brought to you by your Central Ohio Ford dealers. Ford, go further.
New Jersey property owners who were denied relief money after Hurricane Sandy are getting a second chance at some financial help. Those turned down for government money through a reconstruction program can now make a new request. A state program offers up to $150,000 to rebuild and elevate homes damaged or destroyed by the October 2012 storm. Weather continues to be a major problem in California, with one of the hardest droughts getting worse. But as Dominique DiNatale shows us, heavy rains are now threatening the California area.
Well, the disruption that the rains may cause may not be welcome to some, but the deluge certainly is across the state as California experiences its worst drought on record. The Pineapple Express storm system that's come in from Hawaii has doubled the levels of the Russian River, although it's not near flood stage just yet. Local flood warnings, however, in place over the weekend for Point Reyes National Seashore and the North Bay interior and mountain areas. 7.71 inches fell in San Rafael over Saturday night. On average, though, we've seen about 2 to 4 inches across the region. There was a mudslide in Sonoma County where part of a road at Cazadero was washed away. In fact, it slid 200 feet downhill, threatening one home and burying a pickup. Emergency officials say we can expect the rains to cause more of this type of damage.
I'd have to say, considering the lack of rainfall, bring it on. We want as much rain as we can get. We feel like our watershed can absorb a huge amount of this rainfall.
With flood warnings in place for much of the day, residents in the area, well, they had mixed feelings about the downpour.
Inevitably, it was going to start raining, and here we are. And from what I heard, this is going to take care of about 20% of the shortfall. So we need this times 5.
This weekend's rain accounts for just half of what's fallen so far this season. It's been that dry, and in fact, we're around a third of the seasonal average. The long-term forecast isn't for much rain, which means California's drought will only get worse. In Los Angeles, Dominique DiNatale, Fox News.
And just a reminder, if you haven't been counting, we're just 39 days away until spring. Woohoo! Can't wait for that one.
What, spring arriving?
Yes.
Or day 38?
Day 1.
I can't wait either. I know a lot of people, they're just like, I'm done with the snow, the cold temperatures, yeah, but I'm ready for warmer temperatures.
Yep.
The good news is that the models have been fairly persistent, saying that in 2 weeks or a week and a half, about the 19th, 20th, we will start to get back into the 40s, if not the 50s.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, that will be
weather, yep.
Very nice. Absolutely. Great weather to get outside and enjoy it. Tomorrow, though, tomorrow's the kind of day, yeah, the temperatures tomorrow, you just want to kind of stay inside. So here's time-lapse of today. We had 1.9 inches officially reported at the airport for the day today. 17 degrees is the current temperature at 315 in King Avenue, but again, the conditions improved greatly as we rolled into the afternoon today. So let's talk about what we are dealing with as far as how much snow for the season. If we stopped right now, didn't get any more snow through the rest of February and March, which I don't see that happening. I do see us seeing more snow. We would already be almost double our normal average snowfall. And for February already, we're over a foot of snow. No snow falling right now in the metro area, but we are watching a few showers pushing their way down to the south. Athens County, you might be dealing with maybe a dusting out there. There's a system farther to the south, and that's where it's going to stay overnight tonight. Current temperature 19 degrees, winds at 9 miles per hour, making it feel colder though, making it feel like it's 8. By the time we head into the overnight hours and see temperatures fall even more, it'll feel closer to 0 by tomorrow morning. So tonight, flurries, then clearing. As we continue to move through the rest of the overnight hours, that clearing will really allow these temperatures to fall fast. Very cold both for tomorrow morning and for the next few nights ahead, with wind chills between about 0 and 10 below 0 heading into Tuesday and Wednesday morning. Those will be the 2 coldest days of the week for the morning low temperatures. And the good news is you can put the snow shovel away until at least the end of the week into the weekend, because there is no snow for the foreseeable future for at least the short-term forecast. Long-term, well, we're going to deal with more snow, as we said, into next weekend. Right now, those cold temperatures are already starting to move in from the northwest, so 16 in Marion, 15 in London. As the air continues to push its way down to the south and east, it will continue to drop those other temperatures, but the warm spot right now, Maxburg at 23, Athens, you're at 22. currently. I want to show you the wide view because if you've been looking on your radar, if you're using our Ohio WX weather app, you're like, hey, there's a lot of snow out there in southern Indiana. This will all stay to the south. Again, we're getting a little bit of a blip right now in Athens County, but this is generally going to be for Kentucky moving into southern West Virginia. We will not be seeing this in Columbus or central Ohio. So let's take you to Futurecast, show you tonight. It's showing these clouds that we're dealing with, some clouds from that system to the south. These are the clouds from that. They're kind of just blow-off clouds coming off from the top of that system. So here's what we're looking at by tomorrow morning. The clouds slowly start to clear out. Your morning low temperatures, it's going to be cold out there. Again, single digits by tomorrow morning. Make sure the kids are bundled up. Into the afternoon, the skies continue to clear out a little bit. More sunshine into the afternoon. High temperatures tomorrow. Looking pretty sunny here. I think we'll still do with a few clouds out there. High temperatures tomorrow only getting into the teens. So again, wear some layers tomorrow if you're going to be outside at all. 6 for the overnight low tonight here in the city. I think a little colder, especially in the outlying areas. Partly clearing, and it's going to be chilly for sure. Wind chills about 0 tomorrow morning. For the high tomorrow, 17. We'll see a little bit more sunshine heading into the afternoon, but it's going to be a little light breezy conditions throughout most of the day tomorrow. Tuesday, a low of 0. Wednesday, 2 degrees. If we stay all clear Wednesday morning, it might actually get below 0, but I'm thinking there might be a few clouds. Thursday night into Friday, watching a very, very weak system, possibly bringing us maybe another inch or so into Saturday. Keeping an eye on that one. That one may bring a little bit more snow, but right now, Thursday looks to be the warmest day of the week. Tara?
All right, thank you. Millions of dollars are being spent to improve, rebuild, or deal with overcrowding at county jails. The one in Fairfield County is falling apart and has been failing inspections for more than a decade. But commissioners approved to build a new jail downtown rather than in a rural spot, and it's going to cost millions more.
We'll be much better off solving this problem with a safer jail located right where a jail is currently located.
Not everyone is on board with that plan. Some nearby neighbors call it a waste. Don't miss a special ABC6 investigation, Overhaul Outrage. It airs tomorrow night at 11 on ABC6 News. Loud music trial. George Zimmerman's attorney weighs in on why Florida's latest high-profile murder trial isn't as similar to his client's trial as first meets the eye.
When I was Haley's age, I wanted to go to parties and be with boys.
So did Claire and Mitchell.
On the next Modern Family. Monday night at 6:30.
No, I didn't know that.
Wow.
No way.
Are you serious?
I didn't know that.
Sweet.
Hyundai has the best car warranty in America. And more repeat buyers than any other car brand. If you think you know a lot about Hyundai, think again.
Sophisticated.
Reliable.
Sexy. Good on gas.
Affordable.
More money in my pocket. Cha-ching. No-brainer.
Lease a 2014 Sonata for $179 a month, but only at Hatfield Hyundai, Reichert Hyundai, Coghlan Hyundai, Dennis Hyundai, and Dennis Hyundai of Dublin.
Jumpstart your day with McDonald's Dollar Menu and breakfast. Home of the irresistible sausage burrito. And freshly brewed premium roast coffee you love. Plus other amazing tastes for just $1 each. Every day, as always, there's a lot to love for a little on McDonald's Dollar Menu.
Hey, welcome to Time Warner Cable. Aren't you
That psychic guy? Obviously. You're thinking that Time Warner Cable lets me watch more than 10,000 free on-demand movies and shows per month.
Yes, but...
And I can watch TV on demand virtually anytime, anywhere, on any screen with the free TV app. Now you're thinking that is what you were thinking. Now you're wondering if it's going to rain later.
Call 1-855-1TWC to get a great deal on TV for 2 years starting at $39.99 a month for the first year. Upgrade and get 5 premium movie channels free for 3 months. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Money, money, extra money. At Buckeye Gold Company, you can turn your old gold and silver into cash. Want some extra money? It's hiding all over your home. Just bring those old rings, gold chains, or silverware to Buckeye Gold, and you can easily find $500, $1,000 or more in just a couple small pieces of jewelry. Call 793-GOLD and turn your unwanted stuff into the stuff you want.
Money, money, extra money at Buckeye Gold. Get extra money.
Carbon monoxide. It's colorless, odorless, and can kill without warning.
ABC 6 News, on your side, purposely fills up a house with CO gas to protect your family from disaster and reveals the trouble spots in your home it may already be hiding. Get the warning signs of carbon monoxide poisoning and the simple things you can do to prevent a leak. ABC 6 News is on your side, protecting your home from a silent killer. Wednesday at 5.
A wrong-way driver blamed for a head-on crash that killed 5 people. The fiery crash happened in Tampa, Florida overnight. 4 young men were in a car that was hit by an SUV going in the opposite direction. The SUV burst into flames and the driver was burned beyond recognition. A white man is on trial in Florida for killing a black teenager. Some say the case is similar to the Trayvon Martin trial, but George Zimmerman's attorney says self-defense may not work. Scott Thompson has the details.
The Michael Dunn trial is making headlines as a prosecution tries to prove Dunn intentionally killed 17-year-old Jordan Davis. But Dunn's attorney says he shot the teen in self-defense.
And for the first time in his life, he has to use a firearm to defend himself.
Attorney Mark O'Mara used the same defense to help George Zimmerman walk in the Trayvon Martin case. And now he says it probably won't work.
In Zimmerman, we had an ongoing argument and altercation. We had physical evidence of a fight. We had an extended period of time of that fight. In the Dunn case, we have none of that.
Dunn's fiancée, Rhonda Rower, took the stand Saturday, emotionally describing the events that led to Davis's death. She recalled Dunn being annoyed by the loud music coming from Davis's truck.
And what did the defendant say?
Oh, I hate that thug music.
Rower, seen here on surveillance tape, went inside the gas station when all of a sudden...
Oh my God, somebody's shooting!
Rower claimed she didn't know who was shooting, but said she saw Dunn put a gun into the glove box. The couple then left the scene, headed for a hotel, never calling 911.
It's going to be a difficult uphill battle for the defense to convince them that he acted reasonably with the shooting, but that the unreasonable behavior of not calling the police should be excused by the emotions of it.
Dunn was later arrested. Dunn told police he wasn't looking for trouble, but saw what looked like a weapon in Davis's SUV.
I saw a barrel come up on the window, like a single-shot shotgun.
But police found no gun in the vehicle. The trial resumes Monday. Scott Thompson, Fox 28 News.
More changes for same-sex couples in the United States. Up next, more on what's in store and the reaction from lawmakers. Missing medals, the living history one couple hopes to return to the rightful owner. Brothers reunited after a deployment. Still ahead, the timeout that changed the game for this 10-year-old boy.
People are talking about Good Day Columbus Monday. We got you, babe. Want to see Cher in concert for free? Well, you can. Just tune in Monday for your chance to win. Plus, I'm going to transform buttons and burlap into a beautiful craft. Actually, you can do it too. Monday, join us at 7.
Zero Down delivers the most trusted brand. Zero Down delivers 5-star safety. Zero Down delivers a new Honda built right here in Central Ohio. It's the Zero Down Delivers event. Zero Down delivers Honda Accord, Civic, Fit, CR-V, and Odyssey. Payments start at just $149 a month. Keep your cash and drive with Zero Down, zero first month's payment, zero security deposit, absolutely nothing due at signing. Or save with 0.9% APR financing for up to 60 months. Don't miss the Zero Down Delivers event this week at your Central Ohio Honda dealers.
When I want something sweet and indulgent like chocolate and caramel, I want a lot. I'm talking chocolate on caramel on chocolate on caramel. Like at Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, the only place that knows chocolate and caramel is the only way to my heart. They got the new chocolate caramel muffin, the crunchy caramel donut, and the delicious new caramel crunch mocha latte, my favorite of the bunch, which is just $1.99 for a limited time. Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop. Great tasting food, amazing coffee.
Don't miss Mattress Firm's lowest prices of the season. Sealy Posturepedic Firm Queen sets are just $397. And get 3 huge deals when you buy a Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America. First, save up to $300 off select Tempur-Cloud Collection mattresses. Second, get a free gift, a $300 value, free with your new Tempur-Pedic mattress set purchase. And third, sleep interest-free for 4 whole years. So if your mattress is over 8, it's time to replace. And get our lowest prices of the season, only at Mattress Firm.
Introducing the first ever Marquee Millionaire Slot Tournament. One event, one champion.
$1 million. Waiting for you at the M Resort in Vegas. Don't miss your chance to qualify every Thursday in February at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Win here, and you'll be off to Vegas for the grand finale. The Marquee Millionaire Slot Tournament, exclusively from Marquee Rewards.
Fox 28 News is brought to you by Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Fox 28 is following breaking news in East Columbus. These are live pictures from the scene. Columbus police tell us an earlier accident has East Livingston closed between Woodcrest Road and Country Club Lane. Police tell us 3 poles were taken out in that crash, and that has more than 1,400 people without power right now. Service may not be restored until late tomorrow morning. We'll continue to follow this story, and we'll pass along any updates as soon as we get them. A major bust for University of Illinois police officers after discovering $80,000 worth of marijuana. Investigators say they learned of 3 men who were possibly tied to marijuana sales throughout campus. Authorities tracked the men to an apartment complex where they were living and found 21 pounds of pot.
These drug cases spread out like a spider web. They could start on campus, but they can turn around and spread out all over the city, all over the county, all over the state, and all over the United States.
Police believe there are more drugs on campus and say they'll continue to investigate. Should Ohio become the next state to allow medical marijuana, those who are sick want it. Others say it will lead to legalizing pot and creating a bigger drug problem. You can join in on our discussion by attending an ABC6 On Your Side town hall. It's Wednesday, February 19th at 7 p.m. at the Columbus Museum of Art. Just head to abc6onyourside.com and register to attend. The Obama administration says it will extend federal marriage privileges and protections to same-sex couples. As Molly Hennenberg reports, the news has created a stir in Washington despite last year's Supreme Court ruling doing the same.
Attorney General Eric Holder says he wants to recognize gay marriages, quote, to the greatest extent possible under the law. So, for example, starting Monday, same-sex married couples cannot be compelled to testify against each other in federal court, even in states where same-sex marriage is not recognized.
The federal government will not use state views as a basis to object to someone in a same-sex marriage invoking this right.
The Supreme Court ruled last year that federal benefits could not be denied to legally married same-sex couples. But the court left the door open for states to determine who's allowed to be married. 33 states have laws defining marriage as between one man and one woman. The Family Research Council, which advocates for traditional marriage, says the federal government should not be trying to, quote, force these states to change their definition of marriage.
We do believe this is yet another example of the lawlessness of the Obama administration in going well beyond what any court has required or what any statute says, and instead pushing their own liberal ideological agenda to the maximum extent possible.
On Capitol Hill, reaction to Holder's announcement was mixed.
The Attorney General is saying we're going to apply the same rules as we do for other married couples, for same-sex couples when it comes to our courts.
It appears to be another example of the Obama administration imposing its will on the states.
Attorney General Holder also announced that the Department of Justice will recognize married gay and lesbian couples in bankruptcy cases and in the rules governing federal inmates. In Washington, Molly Henneberg, Fox News.
Several medals honoring a decorated World War II veteran were recently discovered in a Louisville, Kentucky storage unit. The storage unit manager is now searching for the owner of the medals, a man named Anthony Grunder.
Very decorated. He's got bronze stars, silver stars, and purple hearts. It looks like he spent the whole time in World War II. He started out in one campaign in Europe and then finished up in Asia. And he was in the Army with the 101st Airborne or 3rd Ranger Battalion.
The current owners bought the place in 2011, but believe the medals were stored there sometime in the 90s. A homecoming surprise for a 10-year-old boy whose big brother has been serving in Afghanistan. What started out as a typical basketball game for Zachary Wilson turned into one special moment. Wilson knew his brother was coming home, but thought it wouldn't be until the end of this month. So during this game, his coach called for a timeout. That's when his brother, Braden Gear, walked onto the court. Wilson made a slam dunk straight into his arms.
Yay, he's here.
I didn't know if he was just going to start crying or what, but it was good. It's an honor. It really is. You know, I'm so grateful that I get to come here and everyone, you know, cheered and everything. That really means a lot.
Others were in on the surprise, including Wilson's team, his family, and his friends. They all made signs welcoming Gear back home and thanking him for his service.
Well, definitely going to be a cold night ahead tonight. You might want to throw on an extra blanket as you are getting ready for bed tonight. Let's first take a look at what we're dealing with on our radar. So we'll flip you back over to the radar and show you again. Here in the city, we're done with the accumulating snow, but a wider view is showing some light snow showers moving their way across the south, and that's where the snow will be staying. This is as far north as it should be making its way tonight. So Athens, you're picking up some light snow showers. Waverly, not so much for you, but a little further south in southeastern portions of Pike County picking up some snow showers. Same for Vinton County. Again, this is just some light snow, maybe a dusting at most. We saw most of the accumulating snow earlier today. So the temperatures, this is what everyone's going to be focusing on by tomorrow morning and through the upcoming days. It's 15 right now in Marysville, 18 in Delaware. Factor in the light winds coming out of the northwest. Those, again, are helping to push in the colder Canadian air. And here are the wind chills. Oops, went too far. Let's back it up for you real quick. Here are the wind chills for you. Again, it's going to be a pretty cold night tonight. 7 in Marysville, 6 in Delaware, 9 in Mount Vernon. It's just cold outside. If you're walking the dog, make sure to throw on an extra layer. And here's the bus stop forecast for you for tomorrow morning. I love it how it honks there. Temperatures in the lower single digits. Wind chills will be at or just below 0 tomorrow morning. So again, make sure the kids are bundled up. And with the snow that we had seen today, we are climbing up the ladder for snowiest Columbus winter ever. We'll show you where we are coming up. Tara?
All right, thank you. Around the world tonight, Iran's official news agency says hardline lawmakers have accused that country's president of halting a scheduled missile exercise. Connor Powell has the latest.
There is a major fight taking place right now in Iran as hardline conservatives challenge the reforms of President Hassan Rouhani. The newly elected leader is a conservative, but Rouhani is also considered a pragmatist and is shaking things up in Tehran. Elected last year by moderate groups pledging to jumpstart Iran's economy and to open up talks with the United States. Rouhani faces a hardline element in Iran, who have long used the country's nuclear program and threat from America to govern the Islamic Republic. His outreach to the West and temporary nuclear deal threatens the ideological base of Iran's hardliners, particularly the Revolutionary Guard. But it also hits their bank accounts as well by scaling back Iran's nuclear program, canceling missile tests and building projects. Rouhani is also undermining the hardliners' influence over Iran's economy, and that has them angry. But so far, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has allowed Rouhani to do this, even though it has angered many hardliners. And earlier today, the UN announced that Iran has agreed to allow international inspectors back into the country to see several important sites connected to Iran's nuclear program, including a uranium mine. Iran is still not allowing total access to inspectors, as several other sites attached to the nuclear program are still off limits. In Jerusalem, Connor Powell, Fox News.
Could the Lego movie build its way to the top spot at the box office? The top 5 movies coming up. Good Day Columbus is giving you the chance to win a $500 gift card. Watch GDC on Fox 28 each weekday this month for our word of the day. Every Friday, the first caller with all 5 words correct gets to spin the wheel to find out where they will be spending their $500 gift card. Good Day Columbus from 7 to 10 weekdays on Fox 28.
The Acura TSX just didn't excite me.
He really loves cars. He did a lot of shopping.
Mazda 3, Honda, Toyota. I was looking at Ford and thought the Focus ST, that looks like a real hoot to drive. This is the first Ford I've ever owned. The performance is fantastic. At the same time, fantastic mileage. I'm using Bluetooth phone for the first time.
Hello.
Hi, hon. It's my right car.
Get a Focus with 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 cash back or lease for $179 a month. See your local Ford dealer.
Treat yourself to something special at 89 Fish and Grill. We specialize in inventive, seasonal fare made with the finest and freshest ingredients. Make it an unforgettable night at 89, located in a gorgeous renovated warehouse in the heart of downtown Columbus.
Money, money, extra money. At Buckeye Gold Company, you can turn your old gold and silver into cash. Want some extra money? It's hiding all over your home. Just bring those old rings, gold chains, or silverware to Buckeye Gold, and you can easily find $500, $1,000 or more in just a couple small pieces of jewelry. Call 793-GOLD and turn your unwanted stuff into the stuff you want. Money, money, extra money at Buckeye Gold. Get extra money.
All right, come on now. Come on, you're going to get your big self in.
Play the Ohio Lottery 40th Anniversary Millions for your chance to win $10 million instantly. This game has the best odds, 1 in 3, with 40 top prizes of 1 or 10 million and an 80% payout. Yep, it's our biggest instant game ever. The 40th Anniversary Millions instant game, only from the Ohio Lottery.
Who ever heard a ticket this big? What you been eating?
Avoid I-71.
You'll need an umbrella.
Take Fox 28 News with you wherever you go.
School's releasing early today.
And access news, weather, and traffic on your smartphone or tablet.
We're here whenever you need us.
Fox 28 Mobile, fueled by Speedway.
Birth injuries caused by oxygen deprivation during labor and delivery? Call 1-800-ELCO-HOT.
Toyota trucks have always had a great reputation, but there's always room for improvement. Gary Gasalou is at the Chicago Auto Show with the Japanese automaker's newest 4x4 lineup.
For the past 5 years, if you wanted a factory-built, high-performance off-road truck, the Ford Raptor was pretty much the only game in its desert town. But soon, it'll have a few neighbors. The new Toyota TRD Pro Series Tundra and Tacoma pickups and 4Runner SUV have been loaded with goodies from the Toyota Racing Development Division's parts bin and dressed in the kind of in-your-face bodywork needed to go with them. Although the makeovers aren't quite as extreme as the Raptors, the trucks get lifted suspensions with increased wheel travel and dirt road tuned springs and shocks, standard skid plates, and in the case of the pickups, free-flowing exhausts. Toyota's been a big name in off-roading and off-road racing for years. Why was now the right time to do this sort of thing?
Well, it's a great opportunity to take Tundra, Tacoma, and 4Runner, 3 great trucks, and leverage the TRD, name and following out there, and really add a little bit of excitement to our truck lineup, and also leverage the TRD brand out there in the marketplace. So I think by combining the both of them, we've got a really exciting marketing opportunity, not only for our trucks, but for TRD accessories down the road.
Who's the customer for this? The guy that wants to impress his friends at the club, or the real off-road trucker?
We think the real off-road trucker, but I think it'll end up at a couple clubs too, because I think it's a nice looking package, and it'll be fun, and I think it adds a little bit of excitement to these trucks and the brand. You didn't talk about pricing yet, but where do you figure these will fit in the various lineups? We don't have that done yet, but I would say it's going to be probably in the $5,000 range, give or take. So it'll be a little bit of a price up, but I think there's a lot of value there. And for real off-roaders and people that like the way this looks on our trucks, I think it'll be a very affordable package. Unfortunately, if you're interested in one of those trucks, you're going to have to wait until the fall to buy it. But in the meantime, you can download this game on your iPhone and have a little old school 8-bit fun. It's not quite the same thing, but it's a lot less dirty. At the Chicago Auto Show, Gary Gasalou, Fox News.
It's one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. Up next, Clay Hall with an exclusive scoop on a new movie in the works featuring the story of Buster's KO of Mike Tyson.
With Roundup Ready Plus weed management solutions, the pluses really add up. You can count on expert advice, weed management recommendations, plus cashback incentives for your higher yielding seeds and traits. With Roundup Ready Plus and Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans, you have the right people, the right recommendations, and the right solutions for clean fields. And that all adds up to yield. For more details, visit RoundupReadyPlus.com.
Robbers ransacked the apartment.
All right. They didn't take my comic books.
Next, Big Bang.
Monday night at 6 on Fox 28.
Gather your friends and get to McDonald's for great deals you can share, like 4 cheeseburgers or 4 McChicken sandwiches with 4 small fries for just $5.99 after 4 p.m. There's something for everyone to love at McDonald's.
Suki.
to the new world of Time Warner Cable. We got the best entertainment and the best ways to get it. We're gonna be on your phones, tablets, and computers. Burn the hole! It's crazy. We gotta be ready for super fast internet. TV anywhere, anytime. Hey, read mine too. Who's that guy? Never heard of P. Diddy?
Whatever you're passionate about.
What?
Time Warner Cable invents ways for you to enjoy it even better. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Flipsch Audio presents Kings of Leon. February 18th at Schottenstein Center. With very special guest, Gary Clark Jr. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The venue, box office, all Ticketmaster locations are charged by Vault. Kings of Leon. Live.
The Lego Movie is at top at the box office, earning $69 million in its opening weekend. The Monuments Men, starring George Clooney and several other big names, was second with $22.7 million. Rounding out the top five are Ride Along, Frozen, and That Awkward Moment.
So we've been having this discussion off camera about why is Frozen still on there.
Because, and we want to give a lot of credit to
Scott,
yes,
one of our production crew. He said the reason is because A, it's the only kids movie out there right now, and B, none of these kids are in school because of all the frozen weather.
Exactly.
So that's why it's still at the top of the box chart. How many weeks? It's been out for like what, a month and a half, 4 months? It's been out 4 months. Frozen's been out 4. Wow. All right, my mind is frozen. I didn't realize that. All right, so today we dealt with snow showers. It was a little slippery out there at times.
It was. I had trouble walking my dog this morning.
Franklin County was actually under a level 1 snow emergency for what, like the third time this winter. So that is done and gone for Franklin County. Here's time lapse of the snow showers this morning. And again, it moved through pretty quickly. You know, see downtown losing a little visibility at time to time. Then the sun came out briefly, a couple of peaks of sun from time to time. And then we had the clouds kind of stick around tonight. So we are climbing up the chart. We had 1.9 inches of snow today, and this is 1966 to 1967. We bumped up above that today, so we are now the 6th snowiest winter ever recorded here in Columbus. And I think that we can easily probably get to 4 or 5 and 4. We only needed 6.5 inches to get to number 2. Who knows? Maybe we'll give number 1 a run for its money. We need another 20 inches of snow. So here's a look at what we're dealing with outside right now. We are looking at snow showers across southern Athens County into Vinton County, back into Pike County. And that's where all of the snow will be staying. It's all down to the south. Here in the city, we are not dealing with any snow right now. It's only snowing down to the far south. As a matter of fact, they just issued a winter weather advisory for Kentucky because this is where all of this snow will be staying. Athens is just on that very northern fringe. I like this Nationwide Plaza there, the heart for Valentine's Day. Keep that in mind, guys. Valentine's Day is Friday. 19 degrees currently, northwest winds at 9 miles per hour. I have the wind chill chart for you right after this graphic, but I want to show you this. 16 right now in Hilliard, 17 in Upper Arlington, 18 in Pickerington, and we're still dealing with mostly cloudy skies out there with light winds at 5 miles per hour. The winds are enough to knock these wind chills down to 5 in Marysville, 5 also in Delaware. And it's still only about 10:45, 10:45 at night. We're going to cool down even more. So by tomorrow morning, these wind chills will likely be below 0. So make sure the kids are bundled up. Satellite radar is showing a few clouds sticking around still, but they will continue to clear out any snow again further down to the south. Futurecast is doing a pretty good job of showing these clouds sticking around, but clearing out a little bit by tomorrow morning. So 6 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at partly cloudy skies. Winds tomorrow, a little breezy, 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the northwest. And into the afternoon, again, Futurecast is really clearing us out, but I think that we're still going to be dealing with some pesky clouds. When you get as cold as we're going to be tomorrow, clouds just tend to form and stick around a little bit longer than what Futurecast shows. So we're getting only into the teens for the highs tomorrow. It's going to be cold. 6 for the overnight low tonight. Again, we'll continue to see a little clearing and flurries, mainly early to the south. Tomorrow, we're only getting into the teens in the afternoon, so if you're heading out at all, again, bundle up. You'll need a couple of layers for sure. Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning are the coldest mornings for the 7-day forecast, and then a light round of snow possible Thursday night and Friday. Same for late Saturday as well. We'll keep an eye on it, but the good news is you can put the snow shovel away for at least a few days there, Clay. Clay's clapping about that.
That's golf applause. Thank you very much. Good evening to you. This week will mark the 24th anniversary of Buster Douglas's shocking upset of heavyweight champ Mike Tyson in Tokyo. According to the champ and his manager John Johnson, the nation will relive that shocker on the big screen next year. Buster and friends gathered tonight in Sunbury to mark the anniversary of sport's greatest upset and to watch the fight again. The pride of Columbus, Douglas tattooed the unbeatable Mike Tyson in 1990, and a movie about the epic battle is set to be released next year in Hollywood. According to Johnson, who says Vince Vaughn will play him in the new flick released by Universal Studios, it has been a long time coming.
They're finishing up the script as of now. I'd like to think they'll start shooting it before the end of this year, and it'll come out next year. That's kind of the plan right now.
That's going to be pretty exciting to watch that. You know, being on the set, I might even yell cut a couple of times, like, you're not really getting the essence of the role, my man.
But we don't know who's going to play Buster.
Not yet. Not yet.
Who do you want to play?
You know, somebody who's capable of doing some incredible things.
Now, Johnson said he's not allowed to divulge the director's identity, but it will be a, quote, huge name. I got my popcorn ready. The Big Ten men's basketball race is getting a bit tighter. A good one in Madison today. Adrian Payne would be put to the test in Madtown against the Badgers. Under 30 seconds to go. Frank Kaminsky behind the arc. Badgers by 5. No problem. Adrian Payne, find him. He'll rise up with 10 seconds left, and it's 58 all at the Kohl Center. Who wants it at crunch time? Westerville South high school grad Trayvon Jackson cuts left, pulls up over Gary Harris, and Wisconsin knocks off the league leader because that's gonna just off. 60-58 the final. The Badgers tied for 4th in the Big Ten with the Buckeyes. Purdue's Matt Painter ran into a better shooting team at Ohio State last night. Linzel Smith Jr. poured in 16. He was 4 of 7 behind the arc. Ohio State has won 3 straight with the team up north invading on Tuesday night. Linzel, can you keep the streak hot until Tuesday?
I anticipated carrying over the next game because, you know, we play the team up north, and I bet everybody's going to be playing their best basketball. We just have to. It's, you know, we're playing now. So I think it's going to carry over.
Sounds good. The Buckeye women's coach, Kevin McGuff, has a word for Kate Kraft this afternoon. It was very close at half with Penn State, and the Bucks trying to keep it that way. Amherst Alston here to Raven Ferguson. 47-41 Penn State. 6-foot junior Amy Scullion here. 3-ball, 55-47 game. The Nittany Lions got 23 from Maggie Lucas, and back-to-back wins for Penn State in C-Bus. Heartbreaker at Homewood Field for Nick Myers' Bucks in the lacrosse season opener. Coming off a run to the Elite Eight. Myers looking for a call in Baltimore. Those are tough to come by. His go-to guy is Canadian Jesse King. Pretty stick skills there. King had 5 goals on the day. He swims his defender, moves it over, switches hands for the righty rip. Heck of a play by 19. The Bucks rallied from 3 down. Transfer Gertie Korber, and it's 9-all. We're going to triple overtime. Hopkins with the game winner here against Greg Dutton, who had 11 saves on the day. Really deserved a better fate. He played awfully well. 10-9 Blue Jays over the Buckeyes. Good thing for Ohio State. The pipeline from Cleveland Glenville is still churning top talent down to the Bucks. Marcellus Jones enrolled early, but Marshawn Latimer signed this week along with fellow defensive back Eric Smith. Glenville produced 6 D1 signees in this recruiting cycle. Former coach Jim Tressel made great use of the Glenville pipeline, including Heisman winner Troy Smith and, of course, Ted Ginn Jr., the son of the head coach.
It's an amazing pipeline when you really look at it, and a group of guys that have been down that way, and a group of guys that can continue to go that way. Man, it could be a 20-year tradition, you know.
It works for OSU. Jimmy Walker wins the PGA stop at Pebble Beach. Follow me on Twitter at ClayWSYX6. I'm Clay Hall, Fox 28 Sports.
Holiday savings are always big at Front Room. Right now, they're huge. Our entire selection is on sale, including all custom orders. Plus bonus savings, special financing, and 0 down. Front Room Furnishings.
Avoid I-71.
You'll need an umbrella.
Take Fox 28 News with you wherever you go.
School's releasing early today.
And access news, weather, and traffic on your smartphone or tablet.
We're here whenever you need us.
Fox 28 Mobile, fueled by Speedway.
If you're from here in the Columbus area, you've probably seen me on TV or around town. I was born at St. Anne's Hospital. I attended Eastmore High School and graduated from the Ohio State University. For over 30 years, I've been representing the great people of our community. And if you're like me, you like to support and buy from local businesses. Your doctors aren't from out of town, and you wouldn't hire a plumber from out of town either. So if you get hurt, you shouldn't hire a lawyer from out of town. I'm Columbus's injury attorney, Scott Schiff. Call me at 621-8888.
Rapaski Gold and Silver is the place to sell your gold, silver, and diamonds in Westerville. And as always, we pay $100 cash on any gold class ring. We're paying the most cash for your scrap in Westerville. 3 great locations to serve you.
Ah, the $4 menu presents many options, yet grants us only one stomach.
Master? How does one decide between the original double and cheese or the fresh guacamole steak burger, the garlic double steak burger, or an all-beef Chicago-style football? How do you decide, Master? Pictures.
The $4 menu, where all meals are under $4 at Steak and Shake.
It's the perfect time to save on your perfect sofa at Front Room. Our entire selection is on sale, including all custom orders. Your style, your fabric, and your fabulous savings. Front Room Furnishings.
Thousands of certified used, guaranteed lowest prices. We're dealing.
Carbon monoxide. It's colorless, odorless, and can kill without warning. ABC 6 News, on your side, purposely fills up a house with CO gas to protect your family from disaster and reveals the trouble spots in your home it may already be hiding. Get the warning signs of carbon monoxide poisoning and the simple things you can do to prevent a leak. ABC 6 News is on your side, protecting your home from a silent killer. Wednesday at 5.
All right, well, checking out that 7-day forecast for you. Cold tomorrow morning, a low of 6 degrees, so make sure the kids are bundled up. Wind chill is near 0, and then it's going to be cold Tuesday and Wednesday as well. But it looks like we might start melting some snow Thursday.
Yeah, but you got snows coming up.
Can't get out of the pattern.
Thanks for joining us.
When I left Kent State to go to the NFL, I had my dream job, but I didn't have my degree, so it felt like something was missing. I knew from being a student at Kent State how a great education could change your life. And I wanted to make sure my kids knew that too. So I went back and earned my degree. My football career won't last forever, but my degree will pay off for generations to come. My name is Josh Cribbs, and I'm a proud graduate of Kent State University.
This month, GMC is going to work for you, using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you a professional-grade lineup of advanced engineering and higher standards. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on the entire GMC lineup, February is a great time for you to step up to a new GMC. Just announced through February 28th, use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 Terrain SLE for around $199 per month.
Visit your Central Ohio GMC dealer.
McDonald's Dollar Menu at breakfast. Home of the irresistible sausage burrito and freshly brewed premium roast coffee you love. Plus other amazing taste for just $1 each. Every day.
Columbus. This is a public announcement of an emergency golf liquidation
at Ohio Expo Center and State Fair.
This weekend only. Our banks and creditors demand immediate liquidation of millions of dollars of golf products, up to 80% off. Clubs, shoes, apparel, bags, and more. Callaway, Pink, Cobra, TaylorMade, Mizuno, and others. Woods from $10. Golf shirts $10. Iron sets $49. Shoes $10. Putters $10. Bags $19. Gloves $5. Plus a huge selection of left-hand sets, drivers, gloves, and more. All items must be sold immediately. Emergency golf liquidation. This Friday to Sunday
at Ohio Expo Center and State Fair.
Linda, look out your window.
Ooh.
I think it's time for a walk.
Hello, it looks like you've got some visitors.
That was quick.
Ooh, Beth Fitter.
Beth Fitter, we're the perfect fit.
Beth Fitter. 1-800-594-8776.
Money, money, extra money. At Buckeye Gold Company, you can turn your old gold and silver into cash. Want some extra money? It's hiding all over your home. Just bring those old rings, gold chains, or silverware to Buckeye Gold, and you can easily find $500, $1,000 or more in just a couple small pieces of jewelry. Call 793-GOLD and turn your unwanted stuff into the stuff you want. Money, money, extra money at Buckeye Gold. Get extra money.
People are talking about Good Day Columbus Monday. We got you, babe. Want to see Cher in concert for free? Well, you can. Just tune in Monday for your chance to win. Plus, I'm going to transform buttons and burlap into a beautiful craft. Actually, you can do it too. Monday, join us at 7.
Surgery using transvaginal mesh may cause severe complications. Problems include mesh erosion or disintegration, severe pain, additional surgery. Over 30,000 serious complications have been reported. So far, there have been 2 jury verdicts totaling more than $15 million for the injured victims. You may be entitled to compensation if you had complications after surgery using transvaginal mesh. Deadlines to file claims are approaching. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG for a free consultation. Call 1-800-BAD-DRUG now. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Your argument is lacking in all scientific merit. It is well established. Superman cleans his uniform by flying into Earth's yellow sun, which incinerates any contaminant matter and leaves the invulnerable Kryptonian fabric unharmed and daisy fresh.
What if you get something Kryptonian on it?
Like what?
I don't know. Kryptonian mustard.
Yeah. I think we can safely assume that all Kryptonian condiments were destroyed when the planet Krypton exploded.
Or it turned into mustard kryptonite, the only way to destroy a rogue Kryptonian hot dog threatening Earth.
Raj, please, let's stay serious here. Superman's body is Kryptonian, therefore his sweat is Kryptonian.
Yeah, what about Kryptonian pit stains?
Superman doesn't sweat on Earth.
Okay, he's invited for dinner in the bottle city of Kandor. He miniaturizes himself, enters the city where he loses his superpowers. Now, before dinner, his host says, "Who's up for a little Kryptonian tetherball?" Superman says, "Sure," works up a sweat, comes back to Earth, his uniform now stained with indestructible Kryptonian perspiration. Booyah.
Superman would have taken his uniform to a Kandorian dry cleaner before he left the bottle.
Kandorian dry cleaner? I give up. You can't have a rational argument with this man. Hey, isn't that the guy who won the MacArthur Genius Grant last year? No, not all at once. Then how? Leonard. Now Raj. Now Sheldon. I didn't get a good look. Can I go again? No.
News. Something we will be checking through the evening and morning hours. Our other big story tonight, the snow and those frigid temperatures. Central Ohio dealing with another blast of winter this weekend. A fresh coat of snow causing some hazardous driving conditions. And right now, temperatures are in the teens and falling fast. This is a live look from our Skyview camera of downtown Columbus. Temperatures will be struggling to stay above zero. Doppler 10 meteorologist Eric Elwell is in the Weather Center. He is tracking the very latest conditions, and those temperatures could get dangerously low tonight, huh?
Yes, very cold night tonight. Wind chills as cold as 5, maybe
10 below zero in the morning. It's all going to be dependent on whether skies can clear tonight. And right now we even have a few flurries still flying in some places. I've heard from some of you. Take a look at live Doppler 10 radar. You can see that there is a band of actual light snow which is grazing southern Ohio right now down along the Ohio River. That's made it up into the Athens area. You can see it also stretches down toward around Jackson and into just south of Piketon over toward Portsmouth. This snow is moving off to the east, but it will continue along the Ohio River. But outside of that, there have been reports of flurries around Morrow County and up all the way to Cleveland with some lake effect snow flurries there. Of course, the bigger story tonight, once the skies clear, will be the temperatures now down to 18 in Columbus, 14 London, 15 in Marysville. Factor in the winds. Wind chill is now down to 7 Columbus and Marysville, 3 in London. So it's going to be a cold night tonight as skies clear out. Wind chills in the morning, 0 to 10 below in some spots. It does look like a quiet start to the week, but frigid. We'll let you know when more snow could fall coming up in just a few minutes. Chuck.
Thanks, Eric. And several central Ohio counties are still under a level 1 snow emergency tonight. You can see those in yellow here on your screen. And that means the roads are snow and ice covered, and drivers should use caution when they head out. Several schools on a 2-hour delay tomorrow in Fairfield County, Bern local schools, and in Ross County, Union Scioto, Adena, Huntington, Paint Valley, and Zane Trace local schools. Also the Ross County Christian Academy, Chillicothe City Schools, and Bishop Flaget Elementary School. Also, again, on a 2-hour delay. Pickaway County, Logan Elm local schools on a 2-hour delay. And in Athens County, Federal Hocking and Trimble local schools, Nelsonville York City Schools, Athens City Schools, and Alexander local schools, all again on a 2-hour delay. Well, Columbus City Schools announced tonight on Twitter that the district plans to be in session tomorrow. It will be the first day back since last week's winter storm closed school for 3 days in a row. The district said the conditions of side roads and sidewalks factored into the decision to close those 3 days last week. Well, tonight 10 TV found some residential streets that still had not been treated or plowed. And with the new snow today, parents are concerned the buses will have trouble picking up students.
I honestly think that the streets are worse today than they were on Friday, because we had more snow, and this is a different consistency type of snow. They're worse, the roads and the sidewalks.
Now, Erica Bell plans to drive her children to their bus stop tomorrow morning. We are helping you deal with the latest winter blast. For safety tips, school closings, and weather alerts, just head to our special web section on our website, 10tv.com. Well, right now, a Central Ohio college is mourning the loss of a student as police investigate his death. University employees discovered the body of 21-year-old David Hallman III in front of a Granville garage last night. Again, he is a Denison University student. He was last seen leaving a bar about 20 hours earlier. Now, his disappearance prompted a massive search, of course, led by University and Granville police. Initial reports indicated that there is no foul play suspected, and police say Hallman likely died of exposure to the cold. Meantime, grief counselors are on hand for students and staff there at Denison. Officials released a statement late this afternoon, and it says, David was a wonderful young man who was widely admired by our campus community. Right now, our focus is on supporting our students. David Hallman was a native of Erie, Pennsylvania, and about to graduate this spring. In Crime Tracker 10 this Sunday night, nearly $8,000 in property stolen from a home on Columbus's east side. It looked like a typical break-in. That is, until investigators made a rather unusual discovery. 10 TV's Jessa Goddard reports on the critical piece of evidence the suspect left behind.
It happened at a house on South Ashburton Road. The homeowners returned to find someone had broken in through a back door and made away with several $1,000s worth of property, mostly electronics and video games. But they also discovered something that had been left behind.
When the residents returned home, they found a receipt from Kroger that did not belong there.
Investigators now believe the receipt fell out of the suspect's pocket during the break-in, and it led detectives to the exact store and the date and time the purchase was made.
From that purchase, they were able to pull down the video of an individual, a male suspect, who had made a purchase and received that receipt prior to the burglary.
The surveillance video shows this man wearing glasses, a black winter cap with ear flaps, black winter jacket, and blue jeans.